Hello and welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is someone who is recording this episode from inside an impenetrable life pod, Zanandi Boetas.
I thought you were going to ask me how my space karate is coming along. Space karate!
Yeah, I mean, listen, like Nadia is a beast in this movie. Antje Traue, like she was in Man of Steel too, but I think she's awesome. Like the director talked about casting her. They're like, I wanted to cast an unknown, and the producers weren't happy with it. So then they showed her some of her footage, and they're like, oh yeah, she's cool. Like she's a beast in this movie. But yeah, she does know spaceship karate, which is what I'm going to call it. Oh, and Kung Lee too.
Kung Lee. I mean, Kung Lee is like, I'm more like, he's master, teach me. It's amazing.
As a former, I'm a huge MMA fan. I used to watch him in Strike Force. So when I heard that he was cast in this movie, I was like, hell yeah. And then he went over to the UFC, and he had a 2-2 record there. But like watching him fight the giant monsters in this movie, and I love Pandorum. I don't care. And I love
Pandorum is the best.
Like,
it's the best.
It's awesome. It has a 30% tomato meter score, but IMDb has it at 6.7, which
nice.
Yeah. And like Letterboxd has it at 3. That's fine. Letterboxd is pretty snobby, but that's pretty good for Letterboxd for Pandorum. Like 6.7 on IMDb, they get it. Like people get it.
Exactly. They know fun when they see it. I mean, for me, it's like Alien meets Snowpiercer meets The Descent meets Mad Max. Who doesn't want to watch that? It's amazing. I mean, honestly.
People are like, oh, it's derivative. I'm like, every horror, all those movies are derivative. Like, you think Mad Max Fury Road is the most original thing ever? Like, they drive there and back. It's like Stagecoach. Like, Pandorum's the classic, like A to B to back to A. And that's perfect. Like, just give me that.
Yeah. I mean, also to say like a story where like humans like basically have to like adapt under extreme conditions is derivative. Like, what are we even doing here, people?
And just like, you have Ben Foster leading the way. He's perfect in this movie.
Yes,
he's
I love
wonderful.
him in
You have what? Dennis Quaid being all squirrely. You have Cam Gigante being all squirrely. It's you have Normus Reedus just getting eaten. Like
oh yeah, he's like there for 5 seconds. It's wonderful.
Pre-Walking Dead, and like I know his name's Shepard in this movie, but I just want to call him Scud from Bleed 2.
Scud.
But this movie. Listen, I'm gonna say this over and over and over and over again. But like I love this movie. Paul W.S. Anderson, Jeremy Bolt produced it. They made Event Horizon. They brought in this guy Chrstian Alvart to adapt the script. He had a similar script. They became this script. And it's like we learn as we go, and the ship has like veins. Like he added all the cables and like the rib cages to make the ship seem like a living, breathing, like pulsing
organism. Exactly, like you're born from the womb and going through this like thing, like these cycles almost. It's so great, and you're right. Like it looks so good. I mean, they didn't have the biggest budget in the world. It's 33 mil, but like I mean, they made it look gnarly. Like I mean, and those mutated humanoid cannibals, like it's like if the orcs on Lord of the Rings were trash metal, like it looks so cool.
Yeah, they're full on like punk Mad Max. They're like Mad Max orcs.
They're just like very heavy, very like they went for it. It looks great. It's really fun. It's trashy fun too, but like without like it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's got one of the funnest twists in a freaking sci-fi horror ever at the end. I mean, like there's so much to love about the movie. Like people are like, I read a lot of reviews said, but the movie didn't do anything new or stuff. I'm like, what? Really? There were great moments. And again, did you see the ending? What a fantastic little Shyamalan twisty thing there, I mean, and also like there's still the ambiguity of, what was real and what wasn't, what was real and what was the Pandorum, which is like this fictional slang term for deep space paranoia stuff. Like, I mean, it's fun, but again, without taking it seriously. And also, I just want to point out for anybody listening that Pandorum and Event Horizon is the perfect double bill. Perfect. Like I just watched it back to back today and it was brilliant. I mean, I love this kind of like crazy sci-fi horror stuff where shit goes down.
It goes down.
It's so bad. Like
people are eaten. A guy comes out of a life pod and he gets immediately eaten, which is
that's
horrifying.
the thing. Exactly. This is not just like an alien on a ship or something. We've
People
got
die.
cannibals, people. It's cannibals. It's cannibal horror. Like on a spaceship. Yeah.
And it's awesome because, like, Ben Foster does nothing wrong, right? Dennis Quaid, until he gets his memory back, does not, like, he's like, listen, I just need to go to one end of the ship and come back. And along the way, he meets Nadia. He meets up with Mon. He like meets up with him, Kung Lee, and like then they just fight their way through. Like they almost get eaten. Like the dude that they're talking to, like Leland, he listens to him. Like they don't really do anything wrong. Like I know he's yelling in the ship, but I mean, he doesn't know. He doesn't know it's 900 years in the future. Just like Corporal Bauer, he doesn't know. So he's like, hey, you. Like no one expects cannibals to come eat you. So it's just, I don't know. And if someone told me, if I looked online and this movie's like budget 85 million, I'd be like, yeah, makes sense. But then you see 33 and you're like, I like it more. Like this movie's better. Like
exactly. It was so good with space. Like, in general, I'm very picky when it comes to action movies and action scenes, like how they actually cut the action. I mean, that's why, like, John Wick is just like one of the best because it's so good on the action shots and that editing all of that together. And like with this one, like, so I in general, I don't like it when it gets too messy or like when, okay, but I don't really know where is who and where did you come from? Like, how did you get in the shots? Like what? But in Pandorum, that kind of style works because it's this extremely confined space. It's this like disoriented thing. It's also like, what is actually even happening? What is real here and what isn't? Like in this movie, it worked perfectly for me. Like it didn't, like I don't have a problem with it at all. I've seen people like comment on it and I'm like, I get what you're saying. Usually I say that about movies too, but here it works because again, if you take it like in the context of the story and like everything happening, that whole like disorientation thing from, okay, what just happened there? Wait, what? It works. Yeah. It's great. It adds to the mystery because we've got thriller, horror, sci-fi, mystery. Like it's a lot going on here, but it works.
When I wake up from a half-hour nap, it takes me a little bit to be like, what? Huh? Like what?
Yeah.
So I mean, this dude was asleep for 900 years. Like, it's
exactly.
Like, who knows how long Quaid was sleeping?
Like
because I know he played
mutated.
God. Like I know how he played God with everybody. But like, listen, like, what? Where am I? What? Huh? What? Where? Like, it's. I mean, have you ever had like it's a long night out and you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh man, like what happened? Like it's add 900 years to that.
Exactly. So again, humans have mutated. It's been that long. It's been that long.
Like I don't know. Like I was talking to some people who like didn't like it because they heard people crapping on it, and it's like why? Like what? Why? Like, it's
don't believe them.
The momentum got really rolling in a negative way. And I don't know, people just started picking on it. But I remember watching it and being like, I'm into this. Like, this is because all right. So the first 7 minutes, right? It's to get off the planet. Ben Foster wakes up, he shaves, he kind of figures out where he's going. And then he's on the mission.
Shaver, dude. Sorry, that razor. Oh my gosh, right? I've never seen a cleaner shave. Someone invent that razor.
Like no shaver bumps, anything. Like give me that. Dude. But it's I'd shave more often if I had that. I wouldn't just grow a beard. What I do is I just grow a beard and I get tired of it, then I shave it off and then I grow it back.
It seems so relaxing. The shave has never been this relaxed. I mean, the ad writes itself. The razor sells itself.
Like there's only hair. I mean, I guess you don't want to mess up and like accidentally go over your hair or like I don't know. It just be careful with it. It's fine.
But I would like to have the option.
Yeah, like that's awesome. And then next thing we know, he's crawling and he's freaking out. And then Quaid makes that great joke about I got the door open, and then they both laugh.
Yeah.
And then he's just in the halls, and then he finds Nadia, and then he finds the body, and then he's chased, and then poor Cooper's dead body gets dragged away by the monster, and then it just goes like it.
Yeah,
and it really does. There's a countdown clock. He's got to get the job done, and that's it. Like why? Well, I don't know. It's so simple and it's so fun and it has a great twist and it looks great. And Stan Winston's crew did a really good job with the special effects. And I even like his riot gun. Like in case there's a riot, here's a gun and it's non-lethal, but they built it so he could put it on his wrist so it wouldn't block him when he was climbing. Like they thought about that. And like blue is evil in this movie. When the creatures have blue, Cam Gigante's in blue. Like it's a well thought out, well designed, cool movie. And
yeah, and it's so sad that the spectacular bombing of this film caused the production company, Overture Films, to file for bankruptcy and shut down mere months after the movie was released. I mean, it's actually so sad if you think about it, because yeah, again, like you say, it was just kind of the snowballing effect of people rolling their eyes and being all hoity-toity about, this is not good enough for me. It's like, well, you put a production company out of work just because you crapped on the movie.
You didn't even watch it. And then when you did watch it, you're probably like, oh, this is bad. But listen, 6.7 IMDb. That's good. Like that's...
No, we'll take it. We'll take it. I mean,
for
I just gave it 4 stars.
Movie.
I just gave it 4 stars on Letterboxd today with my rewatch because
A+ nonsense. Like A+ space nonsense.
Dude, space trash. The best of its kind. Yes. Space trash.
To me, like, you know, it's A+ space trash.
It's a genre upon itself. Like, you know,
space trash.
Space trash.
I'm also very happy. I did a Priest vs. Legion episode recently, and then I covered this. So the only space trash movie I've left is Ghost of Mars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like, I'm knocking out all my favorite space or Earth trash movies. Like I love them Priest and Legion. Well, those aren't nearly. So here's the difference. Priest and Legion, I don't think are good films. There's the stuff to enjoy, but I think Pandorum is a good film. Legitimate, like it's legitimate space trash that's good, and it knows it's space trash and it just wants to be fun.
Exactly, and it's tight. It's also tight. Like, I mean, yeah, I guess, listen, everybody's different, fine, you know, not everyone's gonna like the movie, that's okay, but I never get bored watching this movie. It's just like, I mean, there's so much to love. It's just so much. You've got space karate.
And it has justified water in the ship that's dripping everywhere because they're in the ocean.
Exactly. Like, I mean, like a lot of it, that's also the thing, because like people are like, yeah, stuff doesn't make sense. I'm like, what doesn't make sense? Everything, like they do actually explain things. Like you probably missed it somewhere, because they actually do explain a lot of things. I mean, I've watched this movie like half a dozen times. I mean, it's for what it is, it's tight. It's tight enough. Like, a lot of years has passed for the enzymes that they injected everyone, the cargo on the ship, every human with. Enough time for those enzymes, to have like created a different kind of human, because the enzymes were to adapt on the planet Tanis when they got there after 123 years. Like we say, like 800, 900 years later, things are going to look different.
Like, it's a great grandchildren, probably even more than that, of, you know, these people. And
it's like, Dennis Quaid, like, I mean, his character, like, Gala, like Peyton Gala, he's like kind of, this god or whatever, but he's kind of stuck in like almost like, you know, Stockholm syndrome. Like he doesn't want to leave either. It's like this very interesting like take on, like, you know, the power and the mythology of us and it all. And like there's some, like I say, very interesting stuff to enjoy, but it's not overly serious. Like, you know, it's
like, I love Sunshine, but I don't know if I could talk about Sunshine for a long time, because it's just like, I love it though. It looks beautiful. But Pandorum's awesome. Like, it's space trash. Awesome.
Exactly. It's so much fun.
I don't care. Like, there's spiders that look really beautiful. Like, you know, he had to sign so on the commentary, he shot it with that flashlight and he had to sign a waiver being like, yes, if this happens, it's my fault. Because Jeremy Bolt was actually, he's smart. And he's like, listen, you know, when they, like, similar to what happened on HBO, they shot that Game of Thrones episode really dark, but they didn't think about how it would look at home screens. So Jeremy Bolt was like, hey, we need to light it enough so at home screens it looks okay. You watch it on a home screen, it looks great. Like, so these people knew what they were doing. And I don't know, I'm going to say it again. I really like this movie. I think it's shot well. You know, I love the cinematographer's name. His name's Wedigo von Schultendorf, which is incredible. And just...
And it's just simple. It's like cannibals on a spaceship. I
Yeah,
mean,
chasing you.
you know what? When Alien came out, people dunked on that too. So like, I don't care. Like, this is like the same. It's the same thing. The simple story that people are just dunking on. Simple but awesome, and will go down in history as being awesome.
And like, you're like, oh, there's no
It
character
does have a
development.
lot of fans. Sorry,
Yeah,
it does have a lot of fans. Like a lot of folks dig Pandorum, which yes, good people.
I've been listening to video essays that love it, like as audiences. There's even one that I thought was going to dunk on the biology of these creatures. Like I thought they were just going to bash on it, and it had over like 1 million views, and it's 38 minutes, and I listened to it. But they're like, no, they like explain it. Like like this isn't complete, like bozo plotting. Like they explain somewhat about what could lead to these creatures. And he's like, yeah, it's a movie, but like it does it. It's fine. It's good. It's like this guy,
Exactly.
like,
It's
they
enough.
try. Yeah. Because that's all you need. You don't need to like, it's not just, you don't need to feel insulted, but you like with the lack of it. But also if they're just like, listen, this is what it is. We've been here for 900 years. There's an enzyme. They've adapted to it, made them strong. They're eating people who have it in their systems when they wake up. So they're getting that in turn, and it's just sort of messing with all their bodies. They're like, oh, okay, cool. Like that's,
And they have to eat. They
yeah,
have to eat. They're awake. They're
just,
not like in cryosleep. They're awake. They have to eat. They're on a spaceship.
and they like reactor cuddles, which is, I don't know why they're all sleeping there. They're deep sleepers. That's got to be a loud area, doesn't it?
Yeah, right. I mean,
Is that
I don't know.
mutating them further?
That looked very uncomfortable to me. That's all I'll say. Oh yeah, probably like kind of like all huddled together. I mean, it's kind of implied that they're like, that we went back to being more primitive and tribal. So it's probably like sleeping in a cave, kind of like huddled. Maybe they're cold. They don't have a lot of clothes on.
They're just very fast and can climb. But the
There's some.
enzymes.
It's the enzymes. There we go. Listen, I would rather have like there you go, a neat little reason for something. Cool, I can buy into that. Then giving me a whole science speech in my movie, like I'm back in science class. Like, no, I don't want that in my movie. Like I said, I watched Event Horizon like after this. And when Sam Neill is talking about the whole quantum physics thing, he literally lost me for a second until he like took the poster and said, oh, this is how it works. Like, I was like, I don't want to listen to the science mumbo jumbo. Like, I know what it is. I can go read it, blah, blah, blah. Give me something simple, sweet. Yeah, like the poster.
Yeah, and then he just put the pencil through it, right?
Enzyme.
Yeah.
It's just the enzyme. But then again, with this movie, is it? Is any of it real, or was it Pandorum? Like, I mean, that's what I keep loving about it, because we can say, yeah, it did happen, but there's also an argument. Well, did it? How do you know? You've got the unreliable narrator throughout. I mean, everybody becomes unreliable by the end of it. I mean, when Ben Foster, like, hallucinates the cannibal, and then, yeah, shoots a hole into the ship so that they can all eventually escape. I mean, I love how that worked out. That was a nice little 1, 2, 3. Like, hole has been breached. Escape pods launch.
Yeah.
All they needed. That's all they needed. Someone just had to hallucinate a cannibal humanoid and shoot a hole.
That should have happened a lot earlier,
right?
And like, well, I guess there is a scene when it's flooding and he looks at Nadia and he's like, do you see that? And she goes, F him. So they both saw that monster on their cage, but
yes,
who cares? Like, who knows? Maybe she was tripping too. Like, I don't, how many are on this thing, right? So 1,000 are left, right? So 59,000 have like roughly 59,000 have like come out of their pods. Now they come out infrequently enough, I feel like, to get eaten. But it's also, how long is this ship? A mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles?
Yeah, it's
5 miles.
huge.
5 miles.
I don't know.
Yeah, so
I don't know. Like it. Yeah,
like a couple hundred are left, because they seem to have warred in the beginning, right? Like there's wars going on, they're killing each other, then they start eating each other, and then the pods open. You can't break into the pods, which I love that they show, because they're impenetrable and they come out of the ground. So yeah, you can't break them. So they just wait.
They wait for someone to wake up, and then
they eat them.
And then they eat them.
So like there's no new creatures aside from mating joining the ranks.
No, basically.
So, and then the ship's malfunctioning when it malfunctions, a pod opens, correct?
Yeah, that's what it seems to be, because it's the nuclear reactor fizzing up. Like that's what he needs to go fix.
God. And then so that presumably has gotten worse over time. So like less bodies were released, 800, 700 years ago, because there probably was no malfunction on the reactor.
Yeah, they were basically just going on a schedule. Like every now and then the crew will wake up just to do maintenance on the ship and then they'll go back to sleep.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was like 300 monsters, 400, 500, 1,000. There can't be that many.
Nah, I don't think it is also because, I mean, the survival rate, even on the ship, I mean, it's so bad that they have to like eat other humans.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Will they start eating their own kind? Will they go full, like, cannibalistic? Like, I wonder.
They ate the dead body that the three of them killed. So they're down to munch on their own kind when they're dead. So it's
yeah, right. They did that. So they'll just, like,
what a
I mean, that's the thing.
life.
It's exactly. It's a terrible life. I mean, it's kind of like a mercy that they just ended up drowning.
That'd be funny if they busted out on like a huge boat after everyone gets up and you're like, oh no.
Oh, one thing that you didn't know is we mutated gills. We can.
I was waiting for sea monsters to come up and start eating the humans. Like that would have been.
How cool is that reveal also though?
Awesome.
And then with like the sea creature stuff. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. So cool. Love that. Show us more of that.
Give me a sequel. Like I want a Deep Rising sequel, and I want a sequel to Pandorum about their lives on these islands.
And it had so much potential. I mean, it ended with Tannis year one, like it literally ended that way. I mean, there had to be like maybe like some of them who managed to escape like in a pod or something. I mean, if these guys could get into a pod so quickly, because those mutant creatures, they're not dumb. Like they're freaking savvy. They're like ruthless and strategic. And I mean, that child, like, devious. I mean, I love that too. Don't tell me this movie didn't like do new little things. Excuse me, what?
Like when that monster starts eating Kung Lee's stomach, I was like, oh, like,
yeah,
I've never,
right?
Yeah, just nomming on him, and then he just like grabs a spike out of him and starts like grabs the side of him and just starts stabbing him in the head, and then he gets his throat slit. Like
he's like an orca that goes for the liver of a shark. He just went there like yeah. Although I don't think the liver is on that side of the body, but that's what it felt like to me. Like he's just going for the liver.
I mean, if he eats long enough, right, he might get there.
Like,
but this movie's Fair great. Point. I don't care. Like, so I love the commentary. Jeremy Bolt's great. I always like his commentaries. Like I think like Nadia, like she's awesome. Like her wardrobe makes me laugh though. Just like it's like, come on.
Yes, right.
Like, because like occasionally she's just very. What's the problem? Like, she's showing a lot of cleavage, and then she's not, and then she is, and then they're really sweaty, and you're like, guys, like, it's yeah. And then like Cam Gigante, like he's fine. I guess he like didn't eat with the crew because he wanted to take this role really seriously. Like he wanted to be like more serious in roles, so he took this really seriously, and he's fine. Quaid's fine. This movie's great.
Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't have a problem with any of the actors. Eddie Ross was also great as Leland. I enjoy him. Like, I love what he did with the character. That was also fun. Also, a little neat twist, like with his scene. Also, I mean, it was so cool, like the disorienting thing, and then all of a sudden, oh, they're hanging upside down. Oh, I mean, there's so much to love. It's just, yeah, I don't know. More movies like this, honestly. More Pandora movies,
Give us more space garbage movies.
Exactly.
Give me one-off space garbage. Like that's all I ask for Hollywood. Like just I love Valerian. Give me more Valerian. Give me more underwater, even underwater garbage movies. Like just give me, I love Oblivion. Actually, I just really like movies where it's like post-apocalypse or underwater or in space. Like I love space trash. Aliens. I don't care.
Yeah. Nah, it's a favorite for us. We need
Yeah,
more. And we will
Alien.
keep talking about them because they're great.
Like just like I love one-offs, right? Like I just
Yes.
give me a
Yeah.
one-off action, and like this is an original film. Yeah, sure, it's
Yes.
on a spaceship, blah blah blah. There's animals eating things, but whatever. Like this wasn't the like, Alien wasn't the first spaceship movie. So I just
I know, right?
but I guess my main complaint is it's like you said, it's fine to dislike this movie, but I just don't like that people decided they didn't like it. Like it just became a
But then
like,
it
oh
wasn't good enough.
yeah, and I hate that. Like I just
Yeah.
watch it, guys. Like go in, like make up your own mind. Like make up,
Yes.
and we're all guilty of it, but also just make up your own mind and go watch it. Like go in with it. Like why would you spend your time on something that you think is gonna suck already? Like just go, hey, maybe this could be fun. Like sit in it, like enjoy it. So I'm not telling y'all how to watch movies. Watch them however you want. Time is precious, but like, but when it comes to
You are
space trash
so
movies,
telling people that.
when it comes to space, oh, how about this? When it comes to space trash movies, just get over yourself and enjoy the space trash.
Yes,
There it is.
exactly. Exactly.
Embrace the space trash.
Embrace the space trash. New t-shirt idea.
I, I don't. I just love it. I don't know. It's Ben Foster too, right? And when he made this, he was coming off of 310 to Yuma. Like he was throwing heaters in that movie. He was really good in 310 to Yuma. And I was just like, I've always been a big fan of his. Like he's always done very interesting work. And so seeing him as the lead in this movie, and like I think he got the assignment really well too. He understood what to do. And you don't like, it's kind of nice in movies like this, you don't really need character development per se. You just need someone that you can take the journey with. And like Ben Foster's so watchable that you can just take the journey with him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, that's true. Because it's like this like psychological thriller to, on top of it, the character arc just writes itself. Like you just go with them and try to keep up and figure out like what is real and what is not, just like the character is doing. Like again, it's such a simple concept. It's kind of like the haunting of the mind, like on a spaceship. It's like if Alien is like a haunted house, this is like haunting of the mind.
Oh,
Like, I mean, it's fun. Oh my
yes.
gosh.
And listen, Ben Foster has a personality. This movie wouldn't have worked if they got blah blah Joe to be the lead. Like I don't know who that is, but a blah blah person. And like he's so and also too, this movie, some of these post-apocalyptic movies, they open with narration like in the year 3000, society was destroyed. And, like no one has fun, right? It's just
Yeah.
I'm very sullen because
So serious.
the world is full of it's dust and we have to kill each other for gasoline. And my name is, Jericho, and I gotta be serious because the world is serious. It's just like, oh, shut
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
Like you're not,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
space, you're post-apocalyptic nonsense. Like embrace it. Like this one doesn't have
Exactly.
that. Like Quaid is joking that bit about the door, and just like the personalities here are quite lively. Like I like Kung Lee. Kung Lee is really good in this movie. I really like Antje Traue. Like I think she has a personality. Like even Leland, they cast him because they loved him in David Gordon Green's George Washington, which is a movie I really like. And it's like even Norman Reedus is Norman Reedus. Like there's even the killers have personality too. Like remember when he shoots?
Exactly. The one without the nose. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, exactly.
Like he throws a spear to Kung Lee and they shoot. Remember when they shoot? Ben Foster goes to shoot him, but it's like a glass window. He's like, uh-oh. Like
Yeah,
there's
yeah, yeah, yeah,
the movie has a personality. It really truly does. Like he gets his shoes stolen. Like I love when Nadia meets him, she steals from him. Like
yeah.
yeah, it's like, all right, give me your
Give me your
shoes.
shoes.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It's just it's fun and it goes for it and it gets weird and then, like Gigante goes for it. Like he goes odd. Quaid goes odd. And there's a great twist.
Exactly. And the tension, like they keep it up with the tension. Like you're always wondering, oh shit, what next? Because yeah, they keep on upping the stakes. Things get nastier and nastier. Sometimes someone needs to die. And then when it happens, you're like, no. I mean, like it's good. Like you invest in the characters because it's such an insane, like you say, it's not like this, ooh, like it's just terrible and people are depressed. No, shit's going down. Like it's happening. Like we're going. Get on the ride because it's going fast. Like get on that pod.
Yeah, and yeah, you're right. I really don't like post-apocalyptic narration that's very monotone anymore. Like that's why I love and Monsters. I was watching a Korean post-apocalyptic movie last night, and like in the first 8 minutes, they fight an alligator, and it's all happy.
Oh wow!
I'm like, yes, like give me that.
Yes, exactly.
Give me happy ones. Like I'm tired of like we're all dying.
Yeah, and boring talk, boring strategy, boring talk.
Yeah. Monologue, blah blah.
Like, I mean, this is action.
Yeah,
like it's action packed. Like it goes. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of set pieces in here too. I mean, like again, you're getting a bang for your buck. It's tragic that people didn't like this one. But I mean, whatever.
It's tense
whatever.
Too. This is random. I was gonna relax. I was gonna relax and take a bath. Oh yeah, right? So I was gonna take a bath and I was gonna relax, but I put on Pandorum, and the whole time I was like, like I was like, this is not what I wanted.
Really?
It's the dumbest bath choice ever. But because I did not relax at all by watching this film, and so. Nice. But it's it jumps you into it, and the scares are good, and the stakes are real, and people die, and like there's nothing inherent like really dumb about it. Like it's space trash, but it's smart space trash, and they know it's smart space trash. Take a shot every time we say trash or nonsense or space.
That's
right. Or it's good.
Or it's great. We love it.
Like he rips off all the skin in the beginning because he's been in that thing for so long.
Yeah, right. Everything's so gooey, like when they come out of the cryogenic sleep. Yeah, no, I mean, there's just it's a very enjoyable film. I mean, I guess like it's probably can't talk about it for hours.
No,
because it's just like it's good, but it's like a 1, 2, 3. But again, I like that it doesn't over-explain things. I like that it doesn't put more stuff in there because it would have become a crowded mess then. I think it was like handled very well. Like there was just enough for things to make sense, for some layers to happen, but not overly so that it feels preachy or, oh, here's this big message at the end about humanity or like, some nonsense, like, someone on their high horse. No, it's just like, here's some things about like this, like little experience these people had on the ship. Like, imagine this for a second, if you will. Oh my word. I mean, would you be able to kill like a alien child thing, humanoid like thing? I mean, I also think, that kid will kill me. Like, he'll eat my brains out, I guess. Like,
I would hesitate, which Kung Lee does, and then you die.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, you can't hesitate because they are ruthless. Like they are like killing machines.
Mm-hmm.
Killing machines.
They know how to hunt. Like they're crazy.
It's a child. Like,
and like no one bloviates in this movie. Like there's no bloviation. There's no like you said, no stupid speeches. Like there's some cool storytelling with pictures.
Exactly, the mythology of it all. I mean, Quaid has the one speech at the end, but where he's the Mad King, like going off and making absolutely no sense, which is the point. The guy's mad, like this man, his speech doesn't make sense. But it's not supposed to. He's mad.
It's a crazy speech. Like it's good. Like he's not taking himself seriously because he's lost his mind.
He goes a lot of places with it. Yeah.
Listen, I'll listen to Quaid.
Society of violence. Society of violence. Okay, dude. And you just sit on your throne.
And like Foster's tweaking out while he does it. And then Nadia's like, what the hell is happening?
She's like, who is this guy even?
And monsters are coming through the door. Like, man, I just want to pick somebody up and run around with them. I remember leaving the theater and be like, I love this movie. I bought the Blu-ray. I was like, bummed that it didn't do well.
Yeah, I've always like championed this movie too. The first time I saw it, I also loved it, and I made a point of it to like try and show it to everyone I also know, like a bit more, because I won't show this movie to someone who doesn't like gore. Like it does have a bit of violence in it. So if it's not your thing, then I won't recommend it. But like, yeah, Corey also, he's always like, thank you so much for like showing me this movie, Sonny, because he's also such a big fan. I mean, it's just one of those, I think, when it hits people, like, you know, when it gets you, like, and you'll always be talking about Pandorum because it's like it's the same way how we feel about Underwater. I think Pandorum and Underwater is also in that category of movies that we will always champion because we've loved it from the beginning. We actually do not understand why people like didn't support it. Like it deserved, yeah, it deserved more support. It's
People didn't like
definitely
it when
in
it
that
came out.
category.
Like
Yeah.
people weren't into it. Remember that? And people were like, oh, it's like Alien. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
watch
Which
it.
is what, and again, when Alien came out, people were also like dunking on it. So yeah, you just can't win. Like whatever.
Yeah. But I mean, the problem is it's good. Like this is a good movie. And you know, it's space garbage, but it's lovely space garbage. And
Yeah.
and like Underwater is good. Underwater is a good movie.
It's so good. I mean, it does seem at least that, yeah, people are warming up to it now. Like, yeah.
It's always a bummer, but I guess it's just like, hey, how about you just, give it a crack the first time around? But I guess that's not how the
Exactly.
world works, like,
January 2020 was the time, so I guess,
yeah, that's
like,
true. But like,
you know,
I guess I just love creature features. I love space nonsense.
yeah,
So I mean,
it
this movie
is
was
up our
tailor made for
alley.
me. Yeah. Like
Exactly.
this
Yeah.
movie was for me. And also it's very stressful. Like you can't really relax and watch this movie. At least for me. I can now, just not,
No,
but it's,
underwater, same.
yeah,
Same with underwater.
they hit
Like,
you hard immediately.
yep,
Ugh,
yep. It's stressful.
good
So also
movies.
not for people who like to stress.
Jeez, maybe
I don't know.
I'll watch any creature feature though. Except for I don't like the creature features that were made to be crap, and they know they're crap. Like I'll watch a creature feature
Yes,
that
exactly.
tried to be good and is bad, not
Yeah.
on
Like,
purpose.
yeah, or like ironically, or I don't,
Ugh,
yeah, I know that whole thing that people do. I'm also not a fan really of that. I
ugh.
do enjoy sincerity more than just pretending to, because that's like, for me, that's like pretending to be funny.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, that doesn't work. So why
no.
are we saying it works in this? Yeah, it just doesn't work for me. I don't know.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Any creature feature that is like sincere and like, yeah, decently done. Again, like you said, you can see these people knew what they were doing. And that is the thing. Like it might sound like we're just bitching and moaning about like, people not like supporting stuff more. But again, this production company went bankrupt and closed down because there wasn't any support. Like it wasn't happening. Like it has consequences, like bad, like word of mouth. There's consequences to it, and I just think, yeah, in this case it wasn't deserved at all.
No, Pandorum's lovely.
It's lovely. What a lovely movie.
So I won't call it lovely again after a wonderful speech that you made. Do you want to do our draft where we pick like movies with one word titles that have rotten scores, but they're kind of sci-fi space junk movies, fantasy,
Yes,
that kind of stuff?
yes, yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
all right, I'll let you go first,
okay.
and you can
Yeah,
pick
not
this too.
necessarily space though,
Yeah,
right? Just
anything,
like
water.
sci-fi,
Yeah,
but
just
trashy stuff.
yeah, like
I'm gonna go with my Bruce Willis movie Surrogates
oh
from
yeah,
2009. That is on 37%. It's got a 37% score. I love Surrogates. I love Bruce Willis's haircuts in that thing. His surrogate character's haircut is hilarious. I enjoy that movie a lot. Like Corey and I watch it a lot. It's fun. It's still, yeah, it's just a good one.
yeah. It's that's a really good kind of not. I'm just gonna call it space garbage. I'm gonna lock them all together, even though it's not. But it's still fun. Like I remember people dogged on it too. I remember watching. I'm like, this is good. This is fun.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'm gonna take Lockout.
Techno trash.
Techno. Yeah, the techno trash movie. Lockout is more space trash. I mean,
Yes.
the people got sued by John
I should
Carpenter
watch that again, actually.
successfully. Like it's one of Megan's favorite movies. Like here's an apple and a gun. Like good luck. Like Guy Pearce is just spouting off stuff. The CGI is wonky. It's just him being hilarious, like a beefed up Guy Pearce. And it's just he's pulling his best Snake Plissken, but it's Guy Pearce and he's being funny. So yeah,
There
I'm
you
taking
go.
Lockout. Perfect space trash.
Love it. Maybe I should stay with my techno trash and go with gamer.
Oh, that was gonna be my first pick.
Also from 2009, eh? And that's got 29%. So terrible. It's what a terrible score. I love Gamer. Oh my gosh, I've watched that movie maybe more than I've actually watched Pandorum. Just because it's even more like easily available.
Yeah. And you know what? It's the Crank guys who made it. And it's like the Dexter doing that weird dance scene. And it's quite mean.
I love the weirdness. I love the mean. Like it's very graphic in your face. It's not like treating humans nicely. It's like, no, we're trash. Look at how trash we are. And it's so true. And yeah, I actually love it. Circus and Gamer was kind of like, like touched on some of the same things. Like, oh yeah, the pretty blonde avatar in your little virtual world is actually like a pervert dude, like just hanging out on his couch, like jerking off.
They make their movies so nasty, don't they?
Right. Yes.
Mark Neveldine and Brian Taylor,
nasty.
Those Crank movies and this, they're just gross, but they're so good and they're fun.
It's good. It's good movies. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to take a really insane one here, and I'm going to go with Infinite, where it's Mark Wahlberg battling Chiwetel Ejiofor, and it's directed by Antoine Fuqua, and it has like this really great cast, but it's like it's about a guy, Mark Wahlberg, who they join forces with a group of reborn warriors to stop a madman from destroying the endless cycle of life and reincarnation. And it's just odd. And Mark Wahlberg, right? He makes swords. And there's a scene where he's on a motorcycle in this like Scotland, and he drives the motorcycle off a cliff, lands on an airplane wing, and stabs it with a sword. And I'm just thinking, this is peak cinema. Like this is peak.
This is cinema, people.
I bought it. I don't care. Like I love it. And, like I love Four Brothers, where Chiwetel Ejiofor and Mark Wahlberg fight. This is another movie where they fight, and I mean it's really silly. Dylan O'Brien's in it for a little bit. I like him a lot. And then oh man, I forget Jason Mantzoukas is a weird role in it. It's just an odd little flick. And
I'll check it out.
It's
cool.
I mean, like, he just jumps off. He has a motorcycle, drives it off a cliff, lands on a plane, and stabs the wing with his sword.
I mean, honestly, that little story sold me with the sword. Let's have a sword fight.
Sword fight.
Sword fight. I love that.
This is Infinite is like immortal trash. Or like
okay.
You know what I mean? Like or like reincarnation trash cinema. It's like Highlander trash. There it is.
Highlander trash.
Cloud Atlas trash. I'm not calling these movies trash. I'm just trying to think of like a thing. Okay. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. you keep thinking about what that one is.
The wheels are spinning.
I'm gonna go actually with my next one, Creature Feature, a movie that a lot of people do not like at all. I enjoyed the heck out of it. It was so entertaining to me. But I mean, I'm a Roland Emmerich sucker, and that will be the 1998 Godzilla movie.
Oh,
20%. Oh my gosh, I enjoy that movie. It's fun. It's fun. And it's strange, but I love it. It's so not like, I mean, it's not the best Godzilla movie. I'm not saying that. Nobody is saying that. But I still enjoy watching it. I really, really do. Like, there's a lot to just enjoy. It's one of those blockbustery, big and silly, again, Roland movies. I mean,
all-time promotional campaign, beautiful soundtrack. We did a soundtrack draft episode of Godzilla on MFF. Nice. Beautiful soundtrack. And like the babies at the end, and Godzilla dies, and I think Matthew Broderick wears a Kangol.
And it's so sad.
Yeah.
So sad.
And like that lady, I don't even know who that lady was. And then there's Hank Azaria running around, and Jean Reno put him in anything, like French Secret Service.
Exactly, Jean Reno forever.
And it's I mean, listen, you're right. It's just monster trash, right? It's monster
trash.
Yeah,
Monster
Creature trash.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna keep the Roland Emmerich bus rolling here.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna take Moonfall. More space trash. Like there's a scene
I
in
actually
Moonfall.
I predicted that both of us will have at least one Rollins movie in our draft.
Listen, there's a scene, right, where a ripped Patrick Wilson, who happens to also be an alcoholic, even though he's jacked out of his mind, like Jason
Right? How did
Meg.
you do that? How even?
He's okay. So he and Holly Berry and the guy from Game of Thrones are an antique spaceship that's been decommissioned. All this time, the moon is falling on Earth, so they have to shoot into space while millions of craters fly towards the Earth. On top of that, a gravity wave happens. So not only do they have to, they're an old spaceship, they have to shoot through millions of boulders, but they also have to deal with a space wave. And like there's Michael Pena's in it for like popping up, and just P-Dub's funny. There's some good cat bits. Like Holly Berry's always welcome. Like it's just wonderful A+ space trash. And I'm taking that.
I love it. I'm gonna join you with this space trash. 13% on Rotten Tomatoes. Also 1998. I'm doing the same years here. But Sphere.
Oh,
Yep.
space water trash.
Wonderful.
Underwater trash, right?
Wonderful. Exactly. Yeah. But it feels spicy.
Yeah, it does.
Like Pandorum and underwater.
Oh, that was covered on Deep Blue Sea, the podcast. You should listen to that.
Love
episode,
that.
everybody.
Like, love that. Love that movie.
Sammy J, Michael Cray.
We do like
Huge
movies
budget.
where it feels like space vibes, but it's actually underwater, if you think about it.
Yeah.
We really, really are big fans of those
Deep
movies.
Star 6, I just recorded with David Cross.
Right.
Like Leviathan, I've recorded episodes. Yes. Those feel very spacey.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's definitely the vibe.
I love a Michael Crichton. You know what? I'm going to follow up your Michael Crichton trash with my own Michael Crichton trash. I'm going to pick Timeline. Directed by Richard Donner. Hey, we got more Jerry Butler.
Timeline. I have to watch Timeline.
I mean, it's
Sell it to me.
No, I don't think I can. But it's very fast paced. Richard Donner said he was trying to do Goonies with adults who go back in time and try to save Billy Connolly, and everyone's talking over each other. None of the costumes are right. None of the languages are right. Paul Walker is just like, hey, we gotta go. But it's just so propulsive and silly, and there's so much talk about trebuchets, and Michael Sheen is lovely, and Michael Crichton will never sell one of his movies to big budget studios again after this. And just it's very like Ethan Embry is a good guy in it. David Wenham screams a lot, and there's a guy named Francois that just got like it's very silly. It is very, okay. very, very, very silly. So yeah, I don't know, but it's always held like a dear place in my heart.
Yeah,
but it's not good. It's time travel trash.
Time travel trash.
TTT. Okay. All right. What's
your
next one? I think we could do more. Can we do more than 5? Can we do like 6 or 7? Because it's one word.
Yeah, let's. Because okay. I mean, there's so many. Okay, so if we're doing time travel, then I'll take Jumper.
Like, oh no!
2008 Jumper.
I love Jumper.
Very, very cute little movie. I mean, like, yeah, it you could argue, like, I mean, they did try to put a lot into it, and like at times it felt like, is this a love story? Is this an action movie? Is this it did flip a lot, but I mean, there's lots to enjoy. Like it's not the worst. It definitely had a lot of potential to be more. I think it's fun.
Jamie Bell's great.
Time travel trash.
You know what it is? The idea is so good. It's a very good idea. Yeah,
Samuel L. Jackson dodges a bus. I mean, he dodges a freaking bus.
Oh, it's amazing. Like, they definitely wasted Rachel Bilson in it, but it's still fun. Like I love
and Diane Lane. I'm sorry, I don't have enough.
And Kristen Stewart's in it too. Like she has a little cameo in it, and then Michael Rooker's in
it. Yeah.
I also covered Jumper on MFF. There's a theme here. Cool. Yeah, and Norbert and I talked about it. I love Jumper. Listen, I was telling my students the other day, I love Jumper.
Yeah, it's fun.
And you're like, okay, Mark, you can get off the desk now.
Okay, what's your next one?
Geez Louise.
What are you gonna do?
Okay, though this is stupid, but I'm gonna take Ultraviolet. because it's like a vampire Mila Jovovich battling other vampires, and it's just like it's really. I remember in the theater, like everyone in the theater was sitting there like, this is not good. Like this is really not good. But then there's like a scene where he's like, why won't you let anybody in? And she's like, I don't know. And then I laughed, like just happily. And then the rest of the theater was like, oh, we can have fun with this movie. And then the rest of the watch was fun. It was like just
Yeah.
Mila Jovovich looking awesome, killing people. She's like a vampire, and there's helicopters, and the VFX is a little soul murdering, but I have a lot of fun with this movie, and I own it. I don't care. Even Mila Jovovich like
Nice.
disowned the movie, which isn't great. And like they
Oh
forced the director to
wow.
take
I
out
didn't know
30 minutes.
that.
So the director's forced to take 30 minutes out of it, and you can tell. It's
Oh gosh.
I don't even know if I want the 30 minutes back, but I enjoy it. I like it. So that's mine.
Again, I like it. I like it. Now I wonder, should I match you there with maybe like a more fantasy, horror fantasy? Yeah, let's go with Constantine, because I
Oh, that's a
mean,
good one.
the fact that Constantine has a rotten score is
Yeah.
so wrong. It's just so really, really.
It's insanity.
No, I actually don't. That's all I'm going to say about it.
It's stupid. And listen,
I don't even want to get into it.
You know what I think? So
I'm
we
the
covered
biggest
this
Constantine
too.
fan.
I've had to do a lot of research, and I think Keanu was coming off a couple of those Matrix sequels that people weren't hot on. And then like there was just kind of like a negative buzz around him. Then everyone watched it and they're like, "Oh, this sucks." And you're like, "No,
No,
it's lovely."
yeah,
Jeez.
it really was.
It's
Rachel is amazing.
so good.
I mean, yeah, what like most of our favorite devils in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, Peter was just great as a devil. I mean, it's usually when people are like, yeah, what's your favorite devil from a movie? It's Peter in Constantine.
It looks
I
incredible.
mean, it's so like love that movie.
When he blows that smoke into the spider. All right. I know. All right. We'll get. All right. So let's see. I got one. So I got to hurry up. We got Jumper. I'm going to take, you know what? I'm going to leave some awesome. I'm going to take Evolution.
Yeah.
Evolution.
Reliving. Okay, cool.
Because
cool. We're leaving out some cool stuff. Like,
yeah.
Too many.
I love David Duchovny and Orlando Jones in Evolution. Like Julia Moore's fallen all over the place. I'm a big Sean William Scott guy. Like it's just a funny. I've watched that movie probably top 5 most ever. It's comfort food movie. Like they kill an alien with Head and Shoulders, and like Orlando Jones has a bug in his leg, and they gotta like take it out of him, and it's just odd. And just he's like hitting on all of his students. He's like, yeah, I take showers with my students. You're like, what? And like David Duchovny throws a trash can, like a hat into a trash can from like 20 feet away. It's like a wide shot. And it's just a fun movie. So I'm taking Evolution.
Yeah, fun, silly movie. Okay, one more. Are we doing one more?
Yeah, one more.
Last one. Okay, I'm gonna go with Kurt Russell, Soldier. It's also a 1998 movie.
Yep. And I've covered that on the pod too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. John Lovingood and I for yeah.
The movie's good. Gotta go listen to that one.
The final fight is good.
I enjoy Soldier a lot. Like, yeah, that's one that I can just throw on and like, have it on, and it'll never be a bad idea to just put on Soldier.
Kurt Russell got like huge for that too. And then El Nino destroyed all the sets and they had to film it in California.
Oh wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
Good rain fight. Okay. So since I'm on the board still is Pandorum. There's Underwater, but I won't pick that. There's Priest, Legion, Virus, Oblivion, Skylines, Equilibrium, Battleship, Push, Leviathan, Tau. Like there's a bunch of really good sci-fi.
Congo.
Yeah, Congo.
Like I was like, yeah, I gotta want to look Congo.
Oh my gosh, my picks are insane. I go with my heart when I do these, so I don't care. So if I got to move on, we got to push it forward. I'm gonna take Oblivion because I love the soundtrack.
Okay, cool. Cool.
I just think it looks great, and I know, like, I love the place where they stay, or like we are good, like, are we a suitable couple or something like that when they talk to each other. I bought the score by MND3. Joseph Kosinski makes things look beautiful. They shot on location in Iceland.
Looks amazing.
Yeah. Like, just it's good. I like it, and it looks beautiful. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I also enjoyed watching Oblivion. Like, I was surprised, actually. Like, I didn't go in with any expectations, and I was like, wow, this was actually a very enjoyable movie to watch just because it's so pretty. It was well paced. It was tight. I really just dug the dynamics between the two. Like, yeah, it was an interesting one.
Dude, give us more of those.
Yes. And
More.
more space trash, and more, when we say space trash, we mean tech trash, we mean underwater space trash, we mean like all the sci-fi trash.
All trash.
Yes, because it's fun.
And Pandorum is really good.
It's so
So
good.
where can people find you on Zanandi? Where's your social stuff?
Well, apparently in an escape pod. Apparently I'm still in an escape pod. I'm still on the Twitter at Zanandi. Yeah, at Zanandi pretty much everywhere. Yeah, where people can find me. And then I chat over at the Deep Blue Sea podcast. Every now and then I chat about shark movies. Go check out the Deep Blue Sea podcast. That's doing so well right now. It's awesome.
Jeez Louise, right?
Right? Awesome. Amazing. Yeah. No, looking forward to doing more shark stuff. And then yeah, what's our next episode going to be? We should check our lists. So many stuff.
We need to make a list because we talk about it and then we don't
forget. I mean, yeah, we actually need to have like a doc or something where you just go add stuff so it's there. Yeah, we really should start doing that 5 years later.
And then we're like, hey, what's the next movie? We had a few in the queue, but we gotta remember them. We're old. We can't remember. Or I'm old. I won't speak for you.
Oh, no, fine.
All right. Well, hey, this was lovely, and thank you for joining me.
Thanks, Mark. Always fun.
All right. So for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for Zanandi Boetes, this is Movies from the Flicks. We'll see you next week.